Hello, everyone. Sorry for being late. Welcome to Why Ukraine. Remember to like and subscribe and all that jazz. Actually, the most important thing that you can do for me is to share. To share this live stream, or if you find a video of mine that you like or appreciate, share that video. That helps me probably more than anything else, to be honest. So we're gonna get started here. I hope somebody comes in and attends today. I think I had another 7, or maybe it was more people last night. I'm not sure, but we have a lot to cover. So let me check a couple things, and we will get started. Thank you very much for coming. I want to make sure my stream is working. My live stream is working properly. Hope everybody can see me. And I've been busy as hell. I haven't had a chance to do everything that I wanted to do this past week or day. But, at least I'm doing this stream, right? At least I'm doing something. So here we go. Yeah, it looks like my stream is working. I don't know how many people. Oh, 3 watching. Amazing. Well, thanks. Thanks for coming in. Thank you very much. I promise we'll get started here. Okay. Yeah. Oh, there we go. So I have a crazy story for you today, but I'll have to save it till the end, because it's kind of funny. But the first thing I want to play for you today is I want to say happy birthday to my eldest son. Here we go. Happy birthday from Ukraine to my son Eli. I love you and I'm proud of you. I hope you had a great day. There we go. Can everybody hear that? Oksana, could you hear that in my video? I'll play it again. I forgot my son's birthday. That's what happened. Yeah, it was this week, and I messaged him today, and I was just like, "Oh, hi, how you doing?" And then I realized. So, anyway, here it is again. Happy birthday from Ukraine to my son Eli. I love you and I'm proud of you. I hope you had a great day. Thank God I have mostly forgiving children. Not all of them, but a couple of them anyway. Yeah, so moving on, let's get into. Oh, good. I'm glad you could hear it. Let's get into the fun. So I'd like to thank those of you who are commenting on my channel. Thank you, Irene and Anna. I do see your comments. It's wonderful. It's very nice. But I know that I'm starting to have an effect, because guess what? I'm starting to get trolls. Good old Russian trolls. My little old channel is starting to get trolls. So I had a couple of them this week. One, I hid the comment, which was a mistake. It's not a good idea. This is my theory anyway. It's not a good idea. If you have a YouTube channel and you get Russian trolls on there, don't hide the comments. Remove the comments. We can't stop them from coming on our channel and making those comments. But here's the thing. If you hide them, they see the comments, but no one else does. And the problem with that is, how do they get paid, right? They get paid by screenshots. Okay? So like, for instance, this Russian troll here, so like I said, he had a comment earlier under another account, and the account was named, I wrote it down here, ZZ Botzors Z. You know, like, okay. And it was all about something about how embarrassing that you're fighting for Zelensky and all this weird passive-aggressive stuff. And so now after they have a comment removed, then they come back with, can you disclose what keywords are listed for comment rejection here, please? Like it's some automatic thing maybe they're thinking, because supposedly YouTube does that, removing comments. I don't know if that's true or not. YouTube does a lot of weird shit. This content shouldn't be shadow banned as it seems to be. See, it's coming in a passive aggressive way. It seems positive to get a response and not get removed. So now that they know, remember, they're all working in one big call center, probably, you know, in St. Petersburg, and by Russian standards, they're paid very well. They're paid better than the average IT guy in Russia. I need to change my shampoo. I'm like scratching. I just had a shower. Anyway, so this is what they do. They say something that seems innocuous, even supportive. You know, these are the games that they play. XG, it's commonplace practice in Eastern Europe to sell prohibited items only to locals. So don't be surprised. Oh, I wonder how he knows that. Maybe it's because he's in fucking Russia, right? So, and I knew it. I was onto that. I said, were you the bot with the name Z Botzors who commented about Zelensky? I removed that one. Other than that, I didn't see it. So then, boom, boom, boom. Look at that. 9 and 10 hours ago, we're getting more. We're getting more. So they're all in the same call center. They find a new pro-Ukraine channel, and they say, hey, guys, we found a new one. Let's go bomb them. You know? And the next thing they'll do is they will launch mass amounts of auto complaints, to try to take my channel down. I'm going to need your guys' help. It's going to happen in the future. First of all, when you see these kind of trolls, don't respond to them, just report them. Click on the report button and report them, because if enough people report their comments over and over and over, it does trigger the AI to do something. I'm not sure what. I don't know. Maybe they do nothing, but that's the only way to stop this, is to report them. And then I'm just letting you know right now, when the time comes and they try to take down my channel like they have so many other pro-Ukraine channels, I'm going to need your help. So right now, I'm going to remove that. So what they do is I should have removed this immediately. I didn't see these comments. I'm going to be checking more and more often for these things. So I'm not going to report, because that will hide the comment from me. Okay? I'm not going to report. I need you guys to report. Okay? As soon as I report it, the comment will disappear from me, but you guys will still be able to see it. That's the thing that really sucks, you know? So I'm going to remove it. And the reason I remove it is because what they do is, at the end of the day, they take a screenshot. They take screenshots of all of the shitty comments that they've made, and they get bonuses. I'm quite certain they get bonuses when people respond to their comments. So that's why they're called trolls, right? They're trolling like you troll for fish. It's the exact same thing. So, and they probably live under bridges too. But so here we go. I'm going to remove them. But the next time you see that on my channel, please, I'm begging you, please report. Report. Don't respond, report. You click here and report. I'm going to remove. All right. Sorry, I know I beat that dead horse, but I needed to repeat it. Okay, and remove. Boom, gone. All right. So, moving on to our next topic. Speaking of, you know what? I'm going to remove this guy too. Yeah, remove. There we go. Because, yeah, he's a troll too. Okay. No, but speaking of Putin's helpers, I'm sorry to say Politico, which is a pretty left-wing online paper, online news channel, I guess, in America. This is the title of their article: Bombonomics. Assholes. That's what that is. Okay. So they're coming at this from a negative perspective, essentially, because in their mind, Biden is selling out to the Republicans by showing how much of this Ukrainian, supposed Ukrainian support is actually going to right back to the United States. Okay, because as I said, was it last night or the night before? Most of the physical aid that has been sent to Ukraine from the United States and other countries is stuff that was just picking up dust in outdoor lots in California and Sierra Army Depot and Arizona and various places all across the country. America is saving money by giving this equipment to Ukraine, saving money. Then the money this money here that's going back to the States is for research and development and ramping up military manufacturing in the United States. So, and what that is that's to replace all of the equipment that's being given to Ukraine. So these billions and billions of dollars that America is supposedly giving to Ukraine is not really going to Ukraine. Okay, that very small percentage of it is. Does anybody have any? Has everyone seen that? I just want to know if you're watching, if you've seen this. I don't know. Oh, okay. I have 3 viewers right now. Well, please place in the comments your thoughts about this. Don't be a troll. Don't be a Russian troll, obviously. But what do you think? Do you think that this is a good thing? I mean, on the one hand, it's a good thing, I think, because the United States needs to ramp up its defense manufacturing just in case we get another World War III. Well, I mean, World War III is starting. This is 1939, people. Okay, to be honest, let's just be honest. So this is kind of a backdoor way for the United States to ramp up its military production in preparation for that. That's my personal opinion. Okay, well, moving on. Since we're talking about bombonomics, this title here is really... This is... I hate the Sun. I know they're terrible, but they made a good graphic here. And I should just open image in new tab. There we go. That graphic. So the Severo Muyski Tunnel, right? So if you've heard of the Trans-Siberian Railway, the famous from Moscow to China. This is it, or one part of it. So this is great. Ukraine's blew up or is blowing up railways. The problem with blowing up railways is that they are easily and quickly fixed in a matter of days, if not hours. So what are you gonna, this is not the tunnel like going between China and Russia. It's just on this railway going from east to west. So what's going to be the most effective place to put a bomb? Well, right here, this is where the train goes into the mountain and for about 10 miles. So if they blow this up, it's a lot harder to fix that situation than That's a lot different. You know, there's a big pile of rubble and rocks and God knows what. I hope they blew up a large part, like inside the tunnel, because if that's the case, it could take years to fix. But we won't know for certain. Of course, it's just one of at least 2 railways, so you know it's not going to stop the shipments from China and North Korea. But you know, it's a step in the right direction. Speaking of steps in the right direction, Henry fucked ass Kissinger. Henry kiss my assenger? How about that? Yeah. Ding dong, the kiss is dead. That's the song playing in my head. Yeah, I know he won the Nobel Peace Prize, but he also, in many ways, brought about the expansion of the Vietnam War. And, you know, you're going to read, like this article here is definitely an apologist of Kissinger, an apology for Kissinger in the literary sense. Not in the sense of I'm sorry, but in the sense of explaining why he wasn't such a bad guy. The only thing the thing that makes me angriest, actually, is that he lived to the age of 100. I mean, you know, you just think about all of the, you know, dead babies in Cambodia, okay? Who I don't know if there's an afterlife or not, but I hope those souls go right after his soul and torture him for all eternity. That's all I'm going to say about it. You know, Kissinger, for some reason, thought he could write a peace plan for Ukraine. Just shows you the kind of hubris we're talking about here. Like, the epitome of hubris, okay? The only people who should be writing a peace plan for Ukraine is Ukraine. All right? And, you know, the worst thing, I mean, in this context, in the context of Ukraine, is he is looked at as being the elder statesman of what's called the quote-unquote realist school of geopolitics, which is complete fantasy. Like, the craziness that they call it realism, it should be called the cynical school, because that's what it truly is. It's a cynical school. The utilitarian school, if we're talking philosophy. In other words, there is no morality, there is no wrong or right, there is only power. And that's the John Mearsheimer position, and that was the Kiss My Assenger position always. So, yeah, I'm glad he's dead. Things are looking up. Speaking of things are looking up, I can't even look at that guy, Lavrov. I'll just give you a little peek. There he is. Ooh. Sergei Lavrov. He went to the OSCE. If you don't know what the OSCE is, Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, they were the organization that was supposed to be monitoring and maintaining the peace in Ukraine after Russia invaded in 2014. They failed utterly. They were completely infiltrated by Russian spies. You know, now those spies have been they are being slowly weeded out by the other countries. And as we see here, several OSCE members, including Ukraine, obviously, boycotted the event. The U.S. went, but Blinken, our Secretary of State, walked out before Lavrov could speak. And, yeah, so he said, the very existence of Russians and their decisive contribution to the history of Ukraine are denied. I mean, like, they're the victims. They're the big victims, you know? It's just classic, you know, it's abuser. It's an abusive, it's like an abusive culture, you know. That's the only way I now that I'm beginning to understand more and more about Russian culture, I realize that, you know, how families, sadly, transfer abuse down through generations. And that certainly is the case in my family, you know. Great-grandpa was abusive, so grandpa has anger issues, and, you know, he doesn't know what to do with them. He takes it out on the kids or the wife, which passes down to the father, which passes down to lucky old me, you know, which I pass on to my kids, and it's awful. And that's exactly what's happened in Russia. So there was a time when the parts, at least part of what we now call Russia, was a republic. No shit. And the Slavic people that lived there lived under, you know, kind of local democracies. And there was a Viking, kind of a mixed Slavic Viking city called Novgorod, which means new city, essentially, that was pretty close to Moscow, that maintained its status as a republic until, what, the 14th or 15th century. They had a very high literacy rate, like more than 50% of the residents were literate and wrote. Like, that is unheard of for anywhere in Europe. And, I mean, what happened was the Mongols... Oh, hey, Alex. Thanks for coming. Thank you very much. We can look. Mongol yoke. It's called the Mongol yoke. So the Mongols, there we go. The Mongols came and invaded the Kievan Rus. And let's see if we can find a... There we go. That's a good enough map. These were all kinds of city-states. Novgorod, that's the city that I was talking about that controlled this western part of what's now Russia. And then, you know, there were all these separate kingdoms, princedoms, basically. This eastern part here, which is... Oh, thanks, Alex. Thank you for subscribing. That's awesome, dude. Rock on. Where are you from, dude? Anyway, this part here where you see Suzdal and there's Moscow, these were taken over by the Mongols. And, you know, it's funny because the Mongols kind of had Malta. No way. That's crazy town. All right. Malta. Cool. I hope it's cool there. Awesome. I hope it's sunny and warm and nice. Anyway, so this area of what is now Russia was taken over by the Mongols, and they imposed their own rule. The Mongols, you know, themselves had kind of a Republican government, in the sense that they voted for who would become the Khan, for example. But they didn't allow the countries that they conquered to have democracy, because they were ruling over those countries. So they imposed heavy taxation, you know, and basically they would come in and appoint whoever was the greediest, nastiest, biggest asshole in a given region, and make that guy the king or the prince under the Mongols. And his job, at least in Russia, his job... Oh, cool. Well, yeah, ask away. Ask away about the Legion. That's great. I don't mind at all. I'll just continue my story. So the job of, for example, the princes of Suzdal and Moscow in these areas, their job was to just extract as much gold and tribute and wealth from the people as they possibly could. Eventually, the Mongol Empire broke up, and all that was left were these evil, nasty princes who, for generations, had done this, and they just continued to do this. That's the same power vertical kleptocracy that we see in Russia today, and it's just been transferred down over many hundreds of years. I could show you many. I mean, Western colonialism arguably was another example of, inexcusable but generational trauma. Anyway, I digress. So, screw Lavrov too. I'm glad he walked out. So, Alex, go ahead and ask your questions about the Legion. I'm always very happy to answer whatever questions I can. That's great. Are you interested in joining the Legion, or in terms of acquiring equipment and gear in Ukraine? Yeah, it's interesting. I was just about to get into that here. It's an interesting subject. I would recommend that you well, okay. Let me just tell you a little bit about my story. Basically, right now in Ukraine, you can buy any of the military gear that you need. We're not talking about weapons here, but if you wanted to buy, well, if you look at this is my Shopify website that I've set up to provide gear. So we've got plates, plate carrier, tourniquets. That's all I've got on there now. Well, I've got this full kit, so that includes like shoes, helmet, plates, plate carrier, tourniquet, everything included. And this is all from local Ukrainian manufacturers. Okay, so all of this stuff is available locally in Ukraine, and it's I didn't want to do that. And it's relatively high quality and cheap. Now, if you have your own gear and you bring it, fantastic. That's great. And a lot of guys, I saw a lot of guys who did that. Not the majority. Most guys didn't have a lot, but some guys had a ton of stuff. But I would, if you all, what I would say about it, Alex, is if you already have a bunch of stuff, whatever kind of gear you have, great. Bring it, absolutely. Pretty much everything but the weapons you can bring. But don't go buying a bunch of stuff in your own country, because number one, you won't know really exactly what you need. Oh, okay, yeah, then you're fine. You won't know exactly what you need until you get here, or actually until you get probably to your unit, because they may have stuff that they'll give you that's better than what you might buy, that's more appropriate for whatever activity you're going to be doing. And I've talked about this already previously, but when I showed up to the Legion, I had just some like army green sweatpants that I had got at the thrift store, secondhand store, and I had some other stuff too, but not like any real like army pants or army gear. Well, guys showed up with their gear, and then they either tore it, so it was torn some kind of way, so they couldn't wear it, or they went to the local gear shops. No, sadly I'm not, which is a big reason why it took me 10 tries to get into the Legion. And it's probably also a big reason why I got injured in training. So I was woefully unprepared. If you don't have military experience, it is more difficult to get in, and the reason for that is they don't want 100% of the people in training specifically, or in the units specifically, to be complete newbies like me. It's you got to have a mix. I think I would estimate they're going for roughly 50-50 mix, So, yeah, if you have already applied, for example, and they told you no, just keep trying. If you'd like to know, I have more information that I can give, but I just can't. I don't want to put things out publicly. Okay, I don't have like some kind of secret sauce for getting into the Legion, but I have some contacts. Okay, is it difficult getting assigned to a unit in Legion? No, you basically the way it works is you have to pass a physical fitness test. Pretty simple for most people. A certain number of, like, I think 30 20 or 30 push-ups, 30 sit-ups, and you have to be able to run for 12 minutes without stopping. And the hardest thing for me was pull-ups. I've never done a pull-up in my life. So yeah, once you pass your physical fitness test, then they'll give you a contract within a couple of weeks. It takes a while to do all the paperwork and stuff. And then you have to go through a month of training. The training is hard. Everybody says it's freaking hard. And then after that month, then they'll bring you in, and that's when you get assigned to a unit. And it's kind of like a NFL round draft pick kind of a thing. There's different units. They need different people. You can tell them if you have some specialization or something, but most people are just, going to go to infantry. And they'll pick you or not. So that's it, I guess. I mean, I could get more specific, but I want to say that there is more information that I have, but I'm not comfortable talking about it just in an open forum on YouTube. I would be happy to talk about it in Discord, or possibly even do a members only live stream. So yeah. So if you want to become a member and join the Discord, or I'll put up a live stream about it. I'm probably going to announce a live stream. I don't know. I keep saying I'm going to do it, and then I haven't done it yet. Did I get assigned to a unit? No, I did not get assigned to a unit because I got injured before I could finish training. And it was just getting worse and worse and worse. And I left for a few weeks, and then I came back because I thought, oh, I'm going to be better. And then I just fucked it up again. And so, yeah, I had to leave. I have a lot of friends who have been and are in areas of conflict. And I do expect to join a unit and go to an area of conflict, yes. Thank you for the question, by the way. But yeah, so, last year, while I was trying to apply to get into the Legion, or trying to find some way into the Army, it was ridiculous that because I have no military experience, no one would accept me. So this was last year, and I was really, really depressed. My children weren't talking to me. What I'm doing right now with this YouTube channel and setting up like a Facebook page and a Discord and all of that, I actually started that in the spring of 22. Okay, the spring of 22, and I had a Facebook page with like all of my this was when everybody in America was still interested in Ukraine, and I had a Facebook page. I had some admins helping me with the Facebook group. Rather, we had a bunch of people. I invited about 600 people into the group who were my close personal friends, and then the admins who I had brought on to help me with the group kicked me out of my Facebook group. Yeah, and it was pretty awful. And I was friends' testimonials about the conflict and training. I mean, if you check through my YouTube, I did a live stream on Sunday, this past Sunday, where I have a video of one of my friends who went and fought and he tells a whole bunch of stories about his experience. And then I'm probably going to have him back on the show on Sunday. Actually, we talked about it, and he is trying to get back to Ukraine. He can't afford the plane ticket. The unit wants him back in Ukraine, and he can't afford the plane ticket to get back. And so we're going to do a fundraiser. Maybe I'll put it on on my site here. Maybe I will. Maybe I will do a GoFundMe. We'll see. We'll see. And then I have another friend who might be coming to stay with me possibly next week. We'll see. And he's actually got injured, and so he's on leave until he heals. And I'm hoping he can stay with me for a few days or a week or something. So we'll see about that. So talking about gear and equipment, I just thought that this video from Civdiv is pretty interesting. It made me feel better, at least, because he talks about all the crappy shit gear. Like, a lot of the guys who I've seen out there, I don't know. I think I was saying the other night, it's a little bit like a fashion show, you know. The guys in Legion, they're like, yeah, I got all these patches and I got all this Gucci gear, you know, and they go and spend a bunch of money on the gear with their first paycheck from the Legion, which is, you know, almost nothing. And I'm just looking at Civdiv going, okay, yeah, he's taped on his flashlight. He's got his flashlight taped on here with tape. He's got his he's got a dump pouch. Let's see, I was just looking at it. He's got a dump pouch made from some other old bag, which is exactly what I have. I don't have it with me, but I'll show it to you probably next week. You know, like various airsoft gear. You know, his gunsling, his original gunsling was just 550 cord. You know, that's kind of the way I'm gonna do it at first too, I think. So last summer when I was so sad and depressed, not last summer, but summer of 22, when I was so sad and depressed about you know, just not getting into the army and you know, all the troubles I described, I didn't know what to do, so I started sewing. Okay, and I was volunteering, and I have some videos about that. If you look like way back in my original videos, I was doing some volunteer work at a sewing shop that's making gear for you know, for the army, and they had a bunch of like scrap cloth sitting around, and they didn't want to really let me do any like real stuff, so they said, here, take some of this scrap cloth and see what you can do with it. And so I did. I took these scraps, and like, it's kind of funny, but I made this pouch. So it's made out of unfortunately it's like t-shirt material, but it's double layered and reinforced in between the layers. I sewed this by hand, by the way, I'd like you to know. Mostly by hand. There's some seams that I did on a sewing machine, but my sewing machine broke in the middle of everything too. So these loops, I made these loops out of cordura, so it's like folded cordura over and over. Rusic. You talking about the language? The language Rusic? That's it's a kind of Carpathian, Western Carpathian language. Yeah, I have heard of it. I've watched some videos. I'm really interested in linguistics, so I've watched some videos on it. It's pretty interesting. It's kind of the history of the Rusic people and what have you, of kind of that area of, you know, it's kind of all over, not just Ukraine, but Slovakia, maybe parts of Hungary, and the general Carpathians, you know. They're kind of one of the lost nations, is what I understand, you know. Anyway, so I made a bunch of these bags, and ended up, you know, these are basically shitty bags. Okay, I have some that I just used whatever scrap was available, and this is actually made out of like 2 pieces of cordura, which you can see there, and then reinforced kind of. So I just started taking this scrap stuff and making whatever I could with it. To give you an example, I'm just talking about gear. No, but I mean, yeah, maybe this is not great, but I can put 2 grenades in here, or here, maybe 3. I don't know, and yeah, I do have some better pouches than that now, a couple, but and I will get them, I hope. But all of the gear that you get in the Legion comes from donations anyway, like the Russian unit Rusich. Is it a pro-Ukrainian unit? Then no, I've never heard of it. Yeah, no, not my jam. You're not going to tell me you're a Russian troll, are you? From Malta? That would really piss me off. I'll ban you for sure, just so you know. Yeah. So there's that. I made these bags, and maybe they'll have a use. I gave some of them away. I actually saw some of my fellow Legionnaires using them. And you know what? There's always room to put a little loop on your molly, on your equipment and unit, and find a little spot to hang something and carry a little something extra. And the good thing is, I mean, yeah, it's shit material, but they're light enough that it's not going to add a lot of weight, and you could just kind of tuck it in somewhere, and you've got an extra bag for when you need. Yeah. Oh, hey, Ionic Decay. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Yeah. So, I'll show you another thing that I made. I know it looks ridiculous. It looks like a clown suit. But this is a helmet cover. So, I just had this. I had some pieces of fabric that were approximately this size. And this may look like it's oversized, but I have fitted it on a helmet of, approximately like a fast helmet or a standard helmet, and this will fit over it. I wanted something that when I put it on, it was going to make my helmet look less like a helmet. So that's, also the fact that this was the fabric that I had, and but if you think about it, the idea behind this is this looks. Oh, thanks, Alex. Oh yeah, no. Okay. I just wanted to check. I earlier in my live stream you missed it, but I was talking about I've been hit by a bunch of Russian trolls lately, and it's very interesting. They come in and they say normal innocuous things, and then they start saying, all kinds of Russian stuff. Anyway, yeah, so the idea behind this is this helmet cover is intended to make my head look less like a helmet. My helmet look less like a helmet. Anyway, I also, I know this is kind of sad, but one thing that they don't necessarily give you, especially in training, is ear protection. Okay? And when you're in training and you're firing off Kalashnikovs and the guys next to you are freaking flagging you practically, or, shooting right past your ear, it sucks. And all the guys complained about their ears ringing after shooting practice or after practicing in the trenches. And so that's one reason why I bought some. This is like the crappiest, cheapest ear protection, like from the garden shop, it's literally like yellow plastic. And I just took this camouflage t-shirt material and it's literally the cheapest thing. I'm just, I'm hoping that I'll get real ear protection when I go in, but when I'm in training, I at least want to have something, It does, yeah, totally. Actually, that's funny you should mention. I don't know if you're familiar with the Jewish, the Israeli Defense Forces helmet covers that they wear. They're like these big baggy things. It looks like a chef's hat. I was afraid that it was going to look like that. But those things do serve a purpose. Again, let's see. I'll look at IDF helmet covering. I can't remember what they're called. Miznefet. Yeah, these big things. Yeah, I thought it was going to look like that. Looks ridiculous. But when you actually put it on a helmet, it fits pretty snug and it makes... But I'm not done, okay? It gets sillier than this, all right? Give me a second. Now you want to see silly? Get ready for silly. Yeah. Active hearing protection. I will definitely have, or get, hopefully. And interestingly, I know I look ridiculous, but interestingly, in this, in the kit, I'm able to source these helmets. I can't remember the name of the company that they come from, but they have active hearing protection included in the... yeah, and they're I think they're between 13 and 18,000 grivnas, which is I'm trying to remember how much that is, but it's cheap, relatively cheap. So the cost of this stuff, anyway. Here, I will show you this. So this is actually okay. Go ahead and laugh. Go ahead and laugh. Here. So this can be used with a helmet cover or by itself. It's called, the term for this is scrim, by the way, and it's meant to go on top of a helmet. And again, the idea here is to make your helmet look less like a helmet. And what I did was I just used the scraps that were at the gear the tailor shop where they're making the real stuff, and you can see it's just a double layer of t-shirt material, and then you've got these are Cordura loops. So I'll put some 550 cord through these loops and around the base of my helmet to hold it on. That's the idea anyway. And a lot of guys wear scrim out there. And I had so much of this stuff that I made enough for me and probably like 3 other people. I even made... let's see here. So I made another one. And this one, I made the scrim removable. So in other words, there are literally buttons. Here, I need to make this full screen. So there are literally buttons on the on this fabric. Okay, so this goes over the top of the helmet, and there are these buttons. There we go, buttons on the fabric, and these are different places where you can attach scrim. So I have an extra piece of, hang on. So I have an extra piece of scrim here, and somewhere on here I have, a buttonhole, and I put it through there, and then I can put it through another buttonhole and attach as much as I want. I even have different... like for different terrain, I'm not going full on sniper here, but so I have for brown terrain, and then I have dark green for forest or something. I had a bunch of these scraps I didn't know what to do with. I probably made like 50 meters. So what this scrim is, this is like cuttings from the back of so when they cut cloth, like this is from Cordura. So this is I didn't mean to say back, I meant side. So this is from the side of Cordura, which is the stuff they make, military packs and heavy duty gear out of. So this is just extra, literally like laying on the floor or in various boxes and things. This is what I sewed all of these pieces to, essentially. And I probably 50, maybe 100 meters of this stuff. I had so much of it that I actually gave it to the local volunteer center where they make vehicle nets. If you've seen when they're the vehicle camouflage nets, so when they have to hide a tank or a truck or something in the forest or in some other place close to the battle line, they'll put these big giant nets over them. And it was crazy because the shop that was making all of this gear was literally just throwing these scraps away. And after making like 50 meters of this scrim, I said, hey, wait a minute. I bet you could make camouflage nets from this. So it turned out to be a good thing, because now the tactical gear shop just takes all of their scraps, and they also make civilian clothes. So they have a lot of like white t-shirts and white sweatshirts, and all of those go to make winter nets, which is great. So it doesn't fulfill all of their needs, but it's something. So yeah, you guys can laugh at my scrim all you want, but when I'm out on the front and I don't die, I will laugh all the way to, I don't know, my warm bed or something. This is another one. So this is like a cover, like a full cover for a helmet, or not. I mean, it doesn't cover the entire helmet, but it goes right over the top. So if I have any gear on my helmet, like, I don't know, a GoPro or night vision or something, this would probably interfere with that. So I had some extra scrap pieces, and I made, I made this. I better make my screen big. This may look like a pair of children's pants. Not a child. Okay, that would be ridiculous. Okay, looks like pants for your child's G.I. Joe doll or something that you made when you were drunk, I guess. But no, that's not what it is. Instead, this is meant to go like that on top of a helmet. And these loops, you can put 550 cord and tie it on. So what's the purpose of that? Well, you've got these buttons here. You can see this button right here. And you can put the scrim on there and attach it to this, and then attach this to the helmet, and it's not going to get in the way of your gear. Now, granted, I totally understand most modern helmets now. Yeah. I'm not afraid of being seen as stupid, because, I mean, let's face it, I'm not in the military yet, so I'm going to be stupid for a while. I'm probably stupid for going, but there you are. So, yeah, so to show you what I'm talking about, this one here, so this actually has the scrim sewn on, it's not buttoned on, but you see the children's pants, or the doll pants, and so this attaches to the back, this here attaches to the front, and now I can, there's my scrim. But I decided that I wanted to, like, I can put as much scrim as I want on here. I can put a lot of it with these buttons, yeah, so, I mean, that's the kind of thing, like you were asking about gear and stuff, and when I watched this thing about Civdiv, and I'm looking at his gear, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not so bad. I'm at least not the worst, So, yeah, that's what I have. That's what I have to say about that. So So I was talking earlier, and Alex, I don't know if you're still here or not, but you were asking about some of my friends who have like testimonials, and I told you that one of them might be coming to meet me or stay with me. I don't know. We'll see. But he sent me a message today, and I just have to share this with you. So, and I'm not doxing him here, okay? It's just this is awesome. Yeah, if you want to come to Ukraine, I don't know. I don't know how they feel about Maltese, Alex, but I know a lot of Ukrainian. How do I say this? Ukraine has been scientifically proven to have the most beautiful women in the world. There you go. A 4 in Ukraine is like a 10 anywhere else, pretty much, or an 11 maybe. It's really crazy. So, so my friend, he was in the hospital. He just got out of the hospital with his injury, and I guess he left Kyiv, and he's somewhere in Ukraine. I can't tell you exactly where, but I asked him how he got there, how he got to where he is staying, and he said he hitchhiked. So he has an injured foot. So it says, I hitchhiked a semi truck. Guy saw me in uniform with crutches and flip flops in the snow and decided to help. Oh my God! What? I really cannot believe this. It's so he got part of the way to Lviv, and he says, so here I am, stuck now in rich, spoiled country girl pussy. She's talking about marriage and wants me to talk to her dad. So, Alex, just so you know, your possible fate, if you're a single guy, be prepared. Yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to end on a funny note, and I hope you all enjoyed that. That's it for my live stream today. Please, if you would, Alex, I am gonna have a live stream to talk about the Legion, but I also want to have one to talk about some more private things that I can't share openly. Oh, cool. Thanks, Alex. And I'm sorry we didn't get to talk about Rusich and the fucking beheading assholes. I'm sure they are not the only ones doing that stuff. There's lots of evil Russian group. Oh, hey, K-Bell, you're here. I'm sorry, I'm just about to sign off. I apologize, but I hope you do go back and watch at least part of my stream. I did kind of another show and tell. I'm getting packed up to go to travel to the other side of Ukraine. God, I've made a mess over here on my bed, throwing all this stuff around as I was showing it to you. The other problem that I'm having is my Shopify account came due. So I had 2 donations, each for $50, and then my Shopify account came due, and that's $39. And I tried to pay it today with my American card that's not my Shopify card, and it has plenty of money on it, but it won't let me pay for my Shopify account, and it's due today. And because of that, I can't process orders. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and email them probably tomorrow. I think I can transfer money to one of my other bank accounts and then try it from Payoneer, but I just didn't have time to deal with it today. So that may be the plan. Anyway, I'm going to do a short live stream tomorrow, hopefully like maybe half an hour, because I have to get up early in the morning on Saturday to take the train across the country. So, but hopefully my live stream tomorrow will just be dedicated to making my first official purchase of a tourniquet. One tourniquet. That's what we got, but that's what we got donations for. But hey, thank you for that, because literally every single tourniquet can save a life. So with that, Slava Ukraine. Please, what do I say? Like, subscribe, join. Most important thing you can do is if you see a video that you like, share it. And if you'd like to talk about more private stuff, join the YouTube membership. And I think the lowest level is it's $1.99. It's really just there to keep out Russian trolls. That's really what it's about, if you want to know. I don't need $1.99. It's just I only want people on my Discord who are verified as, not being Russian trolls. Because it's real. There's all kinds of hackers and everything. So the good thing is, well, Russian trolls generally won't, pay money. They'll go and make comments, but they're not going to give actual monetary support to a pro YouTuber. So that's what that's about. Anyway, Slava Ukraine, do побачення. Have a great night.